an AAP, which means I am an accredited ACH professional. I know the ACH network inside and out, and I love ACH. So I think that really shows when I do any sort of training. I have a passion for it, and it's just a great payment system. So our agenda for today, we're going to talk about what we mean by a three-phase process for the same-day ACH rule, and ultimately what we will achieve at the end of the three phases. Then I'll get into the details. So phase one is already in effect, but that's the biggest part is like once we added credits in, it's like if you guys have read any of the recent headlines out there, same-day ACH is huge. I mean, people are taking advantage of it. Companies are using it. It's clear that this is, you know, well in the making. It should have been around a lot sooner than when it came into effect. But the key points to making this system truly work for the company or for the ODFI or the RDFI is to know the difference between an effective entry date and a settlement date. So this is like the technical pieces of same-day ACH, settlement and posting and funds availability. What do each one of those terms mean, and how does it really affect the originator, the company who wants to utilize the same-day ACH feature, the financial institution who's transmitting it into the network, and also the RDFI, the receiving depository financial institution, who will receive those ACH same-day transactions, and when do they have to make those funds available? So we're going to talk about all that detail. And I'll mention a couple of things more than once because as adults, we have that learning that it's easier for us to learn if we hear it more than once. They actually say 3 times is like the key. And then not to mention if we hear it used in examples. So we're going to do some examples, some activities as we go along today in this 90-minute session. I want to engage you the whole entire time. That's my goal. Then we'll talk about the ODFI. That's the financial institution that's going to transmit the same-day entries on behalf of that company who wants to use the same-day feature. How can they use it to their full potential? Then we'll talk about returns, notifications of change, and pre-notes, and how they affect the same-day world. Phase 2, which is coming at the end of this year, September of 2017, so like in the fall time frame. What does that mean that we're adding debits? And I have some great stories to share with you. And phase 3, what will change then? What will change when phase 3 comes into play? And then what about the receiving depository financial institution? What is their role in the same-day ACH function, and how does it really affect them, and how can they use it to their advantage? So as you can see, a ton of information to cover in my 90-minute session with enough time for questions, of course, as well. So the same-day three-phase approach. This was actually adopted by the National ACH Association, otherwise known as NACHA, back in May of 2015. And what that means is that's when it actually passed, was approved by all the parties who vote for rules to change in the ACH environment. And by the time we get to the end of the three phases, virtually all types of ACH payments, credits and debits, would be eligible for same-day processing. Now, as with any rule, there's always exceptions, right? Yes. So there are 2 types of entries that will not be eligible at this time for same-day processing. And we're talking phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. These 2 types of transactions will not be eligible for same-day transactions at all throughout this three-phase process. They may add it in a couple of years from now, but nothing right now. So the 2 types of payments that can't is IAT entries to start with, and those are international ACH transactions. Those are the transactions where money is either coming in from a foreign country or going to a foreign country, and they carry the standard entry class code IAT. Those types of entries will never be same-day ACH. When I say never, they will not be same-day ACH transactions throughout this whole same-day three-phase approach.